Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching this live stream with Mr. M from Mr. M's podcast. Maurizio, how you doing in Dubai?
I'm doing great, man. I miss you. Cannot wait to have you back.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm going to be flying back tomorrow, so there's going to be no show for tomorrow. But yeah, on Tuesday I will be doing my normal shows, and then heading over to the Moon Show to do the regular Wednesday shows, and we're going to probably do a podcast on Mr. M's podcast. So make sure you head over and subscribe to Mr. M's podcast. And for those people who just don't know how to do that, so, pretend you're like horribly unsubscribed. Right? Check that because that sometimes happens, right? You got to hit the subscribe button, but that's not all. You have to go and hit the all, and then once you do that, you're good to go. Make sure you check out the last video and hit the like on that last video that you find interesting and you want to watch. So check out Mr. M's podcast. And by the way, we're actually streaming this on Rumble right now by heading over to rumble.davincij15.com. Let's get ready to rumble!
Love it.
all right. So yeah, make sure you hit the like over there. Appreciate it, you guys. Make sure you subscribe on Rumble. So if YouTube decides to, hey, we just realized that crypto actually destroys our corporation because it doesn't just prevent banks and governments from growing to massive size, but it also stops corporations. And since large corporations benefit from our current crypto system, from our current financial system, and they do not benefit from a crypto system where it's fixed money, they will finally get around to understanding that concept and go, yeah, we should get rid of these people. so, so, so be ready for that, right? So make sure that you are diversified in your social media and stuff like that, so you have access to your favorite social media celebrity. So yeah, always follow them across all platforms, and you can follow me, of course, on Rumble and also on Instagram and so forth. So make sure you find out. You can find all that information at davincij15.com. This video has been sponsored by CoinW, and well, actually, it's not really sponsored by CoinW. We just threw them in there, right? Just for it to be nice, right?
Exactly. Just because
And
they are nice people.
and I'm still waiting for my trade to open up. Let's see what happens if the price dumps in the next 24 hours and we break down a little bit and then bounce, because I really think that's what's going to happen here. We're probably just going to bounce off of, whoops, let's see here if I can, there it is. There's the line. Let's see if I can get this right. There we go. Okay, there. So I think we're going to bounce off this trend line here. We're probably just, it might just actually just break through a little bit and then come back and then off we go. So let's see what happens with Bitcoin. All right. You know what?
Nice.
You guys have been asking me about this strange thing that's happening in my public group. And so I want to show you that, right? By opening up my Telegram. If you check that out in the description. In the public group, this is an open group for everybody. If you happen to have a Davitar, you could have access to all groups, not just the public group, but all groups. And in the public group, and we're going to be adding this to other groups as well, but first we want to do it in the public group only. You could advertise your Davitar and advertise that you're selling it, right? And how much you're selling it. It will automatically show up once you sign up at davitar.com. And I'll show that, hey, look at that. You're a proud owner of a Davitar.
Yeah, look
You're
at
a
there. It's
proud
me.
owner. Look at that. There it is, Mr. M right there. He's a proud owner of like this rare Davitar worth like
Ghost
3
Rider.
ETH. So, Ghost Rider, yes. So
Love
if
it.
you're interested in doing that and you want to sign up, I'm going to probably do a dedicated video on this. Just head over here and just go click rewards. And you can sign up more than just one Davitar. You can, if you got more than one, you can sign them all up. And you just connect it to your username, and you just connect the last one. The last one that you connect will be the one that you shows up whenever you just put in your username here or whatever. DaVinci J15 is my username, and hit continue. I'm not going to do that right now. And you could sign up more than one, and that more than one will show up in this group here. So, for example, all you have to do is say slash. I don't know. Let's go announce. That's 847, and it should show up with. Did I not do that right?
I've done it before and it works. Yeah, you say slash announce and the number.
Yeah,
of
there
the
it is.
Davitar.
There you
Boom.
go.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And there it is, your Davitar right there. Interesting. This one, this person is selling it for 4 ETH. Like that. This Davitar. So interesting, right? And if they want to put their name to it, they can do so, right? And also, I'm going to give away a lot of money. I'm going to give away $10,000, right? For Davitarians, right? If we get to 100 Davitarians announcing their Davitar or talking about their Davitar in our public group, each one will get $100, right, worth of Waffles coins. And Waffles coins, if the faster you do it, the faster more Waffles coins you guys are going to get. And Waffles, we're going to be bringing Waffles token to $1 billion market cap easily, right? That's our target, $1 billion market cap. Right now, Waffles tokens is sitting at 3 cents. That's 31 million market cap, right? We've got a long ways to go, but so that means if you're interested in buying some, hey, buying some at 3 cents right now, selling half at just over 6 cents makes sense, and waiting until it goes to $1 billion market cap makes you very, very wealthy if you buy a lot of them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
If you sell half here, because you got a free position, you can hodl, diamond hand this thing, right? After you sold half here, right?
Mm-hmm.
It makes sense, right?
It makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Because you're no longer in a losing position once you sell half, right?
Yeah, you let it run.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why you want to also do it here on the Waffle Swap. That's waffleswap.xyz. And if you do it there, right? If you don't know, well, it's just Waffles. Waffles. Oops. J15.com, right? Like me, DaVinci J15. And then just go buy now. Right? And boom, you can get on Waffle Swap. What do you think? Nice
I think
and
it's
easy.
awesome.
You get points.
Yeah, and I've used it, by the way. It works so well. So, yeah, it's really cool.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, if you get points, you can actually win more waffles. Right? There's a whole leaderboard of winners, how many points each person has gotten. So, yeah, join the leaderboard, and top guys are going to get some, points. Right? Thanks for buying some waffles. Look at that. Look at this. There's a lot of people on the leaderboard here.
Yeah,
not bad. Awesome.
not bad.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
to all the waffles buyers. Whew, this coin, I mean, wow, I'm impressed with what they're doing here, right? How they're moving this thing with, they've created an all-time high, right? Of course, and who knows? This is early stage. I will be providing major support if they get it up to, a $25 million market cap. Let's see what happens, right? If you want to join in this group, you can do so as well. I don't know if it's going to do it. Totally up to you. I do have 10% of the supply, just like Waffles, so that it's really difficult for them to dump on you and crash the price. So yeah, that's totally up to you, right? If you want to join this particular meme coin that's just getting started. Okay, let's get on with the news, right?
Let's go. Yeah, let's jump into the news. A lot has happened, by the way, this week. As always, crypto never sleeps, right? And guys, by the way, thank you so much for being here with me and DaVinci. Let me know in the chat if the audio volume is a little bit better, because yesterday I think, DaVinci, you were a little bit louder than me. So let me know in the chat and I can adjust the volume quite easily. So let us know.
Yes, exactly. So tell me, what does this mean for people? Please explain this to people. What is this? Do you know anything? What?
This is my favorite table. So these show the amount of money in $1 million they are flowing into the ETF on a daily basis. So what you will see is like now it stopped at June 7 because it takes 24 hours for the data to refresh, which means we will see Friday tomorrow because it takes 24 hours and there was the weekend. As you can see there, you can see on the right column the amount of million the ETF have purchased on a daily basis. And we've seen 70 days net positive inflows, which means for 17 days in a row, all those ETF have been buying Bitcoin in a positive. Some you can see in brackets in red have been selling, but the amount of buying has been higher than the amount of selling, which means institutions are mega bullish on the ETFs. And
No, just a little bit.
just a little bit.
This one.
Exactly, just a tiny bit. Okay. Okay, thanks. I fixed it a little bit. So, I mean, of course, the reason why I love this table is because this table was used to monitor when, as soon as the ETF launched, January 11, what happened is Grayscale, GBTC, start selling a lot of Bitcoin because they had over 600,000, right? So people were speculating that the GBTC price would have gone down over and over and over. So now what happens is GBTC has stopped significantly. Sometimes you can see a little bit of a bleed, but the amount of buying is much higher than the amount of selling, which is great. So that's why we've seen 17 days positive inflow. So overall, mega bullish. And we have some data, by the way. We have some tweets, and you can see in how much Bitcoin managed to get to certain numbers compared to gold, which we'll talk in a second, right? Because when you look into the data, oh boy, this is just like numbers don't lie, right?
Yeah, it's incredible. Look at this. What is this exactly? This is ETF purchases $25,000, 25,000 Bitcoin this week.
In a week, yeah, in a week. And you can see, the network has mined 2,250, and the ETF have been purchasing 25,000. So if you do the math, what is like 11 times the amount of Bitcoin mined? So
wait a second here, right? I'm not wondering where are they getting this Bitcoin when there's only like 2 million, less than 2 million available to purchase on exchanges.
Yeah, so there must be. I think they've been accumulating OTC for a very long time, and I think now we're just seeing the halving, right? So we've gone from, we have now 450 Bitcoins a day mined from the network, and those ETFs
they're not getting it from me. They're not getting it from you.
No.
And I'm only buying and holding and putting it away. Where's this Bitcoin coming from?
Well, so far, Grayscale has sold a ton, right, into BlackRock. Basically, they exchange hands. Say, hey, there you go. Due to the fees, Grayscale had 1.5 fees, and people were panicking. They're like, no, I don't want to pay this much. So they basically sold into BlackRock. But now, like you're saying, it's going to become a little bit harder because the majority of Grayscale has been sold. Actually, more than half, by the way. So who's going to sell it? I mean, into a short amount, you can find some traders that selling it, but it's going to become harder and harder. And look at this number, man. This is crazy. 25,000 in a week. I mean, madness.
Wow. All right.
Complete madness. And look at that. It took 5 years for gold to get to $15 billion in inflows. Bitcoin, 5 months. 5 months. Crazy.
Yeah.
Can someone check on Peter?
Exactly. No. I have to wonder, right? If this took 5 months, right? And it took 5 years for gold to come. What happens in 5 years for Bitcoin?
Exactly. We're going to be on the moon. Yeah. So for everyone who thinks that $70,000 Bitcoin is expensive, No financial
You ain't seen
advice.
nothing yet.
Exactly. Exactly.
You
It's
haven't seen
happening.
expensive yet. You haven't seen expensive yet.
It's gonna
You're gonna
happen.
be you're gonna be like, damn, can I get some of that $70,000 Bitcoin?
Precisely. In 2030, remember, me and Da Vinci, we're going to have another live stream. We say, remember, oh man, $70,000. Oh, that
Yes,
was
it's just like,
sweet.
that'd be sweet.
Yeah.
Ah, damn. Those were good old days. Oh man. Whew. Speaking about good old days, I guess. I don't know, bad old days now. What? I will crash Solana network? Dude, you don't have to do anything to do that. Like, why would you actually try to crash Solana when it already crashes on its own?
It happens on its own.
You're wasting your money.
Yeah, exactly. Have you guys, we can ask your lovely community. Guys, put one in the chat if you've seen what Andrew Tate has done in the past couple of days with those meme coins and tweets, because he's been on a mission, man, to crash the entire Solana network. But like you said, Da Vinci, it just happens anyway. Right?
Yeah. You don't have to make it burn. It'll burn on its own. Oh boy, Andrew Tate burns 38 million Solana meme coins tokens, vows to crash. You're going about the wrong way. Burning a bunch of network tokens ain't gonna crash the network. How if you move them around, like he created because it costs so little to move a Solana token, you just with $1 million, right? $1 million, you create a bunch of wallets and you move tokens around like this.
Yeah.
And you could do that with Solana. It's called a Sybil attack, right? And it will wipe it out. It's not a Sybil attack. That's something different. But anyways, but you can wipe it out, right? And so I'm wondering, what do you mean by like all these tokens are you just wasted it if you move them around, right? So he's not doing an attack, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's the angle exactly. I think it might be marketing because, at the end of the day, someone, CEO lad, says he's marketing to get students to join he has a real world platform where he charges people monthly to access stuff. Maybe that's a way for him to say, Andrew Tate he knows what he's doing, right? So he probably thought, those tokens, I'm never going to use them. They've been airdropped to me into my wallet. I'm going to burn them so that I can get some
attention.
Exactly. So technically, yes, it was 38 million, but it didn't cost him anything because he never bought those
to
things.
Use it anyways.
Yeah. Exactly. And then he knew they would have gone to zero eventually. And if he would have started selling, it would have created some sort of Andrew Tate is moving tokens. So I think he played an interesting move here. And he definitely got attention to the media, to Twitter. And he's then using those kind of just to get them into his school. Yeah. So interesting. Because of course, as soon as someone of his caliber starts talking about specific tokens, then people want to buy them, right? So they go up in value because Tate is talking about it. So interesting move.
All right. So does he have his own meme coin?
No.
Ignited Controversy. Right, again, promoting various tokens he's promoting various tokens on Solana ecosystem while posting inflammatory statements on Twitter, creating social media storm. Okay, yeah, it's just.
And I don't know. I'm speculating here, Da Vinci. I have no clue, no information, but it wouldn't surprise me if someone else would have sold some of those tokens as soon as they pump, because as soon as Andrew Tate talks about these things, those tokens go up in value. So that means if they had another wallet with many more of those, they could have sold into the people. So definitely an interesting one. And I'm sure he made money. Definitely didn't lose money. So it's an interesting play.
Yeah, exactly. So all the tokens that he probably dumped got a pump, and so if you had those tokens, you saw some an increase, and you probably could have sold something. Okay,
Yep.
I guess that's the play, right? Okay, what is this all about?
So this
14.9 billion.
this is Michael Saylor portfolio, right? So yesterday, guys, we talked about the fact that if you DCA, if you buy, no matter what, you will make it. Look at this. Every single green dot means Michael Saylor or MicroStrategy have been purchasing Bitcoin. He bought the top multiple times, right? And
Right
also
there,
he
right
bought the
here.
bottom. Yeah, right there, exactly. And each is a tweet, right? If you scroll up, it shows how much is in profit, the entire portfolio. And you will see that the best thing you can possibly do is just a DCA. Like, look, 96.47% in profit. And he's been buying the top consistently, right? So when we talked about it yesterday, some people saying, "Oh, DCA does not work." Well, look at the data. I would say it works. What do you think?
Yes, it always works, right? There's DCA in and DCA out, right? So, for example, for Waffles token, right? When you sell half, don't be dumb and sell. Oh, I'm going to sell half all at once. Hit the sell button. You sell you sell it in blocks, smaller blocks, because it could go higher, and it could go higher and higher and higher. So you sell in small blocks every hour, every 2 hours, every 12 hours, right? Because as it goes higher, right, you get a higher percentage of that sale order, right, as it goes higher. And then it could average out at the half or above, right? And you never know. So that's why you want to DCA in and DCA out.
Exactly. That's the best way to, play the markets. Indeed.
Exactly. Former U.S. President Donald Trump now holds over 32 million in crypto. Mish.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think at the bottom you can see his portfolio. There should be his portfolio down the bottom. You can see all the tokens he has. There you go. Like he's been
T
selling.
Frog. What the frig?
I know, right? Yeah, his. By the way, he sold a ton of
Frog?
Ethereum in the beginning. As soon as he got it with the Trump NFT, he sold a lot. And then what he's done, he kept some. But if you look into the data on top, it shows the amount of Ethereum that he sold, and it's
I
quite
was
interesting.
I was approached by these guys,
Really?
and I was like, yeah,
Oh
it looks
wow.
so dumb. They put a frog face on top of Trump, and yet he has some of these tokens. I don't understand.
Yeah, it's one of those things where as soon as they started the Trump NFT collection, 3 NFT collection he's done, his wallet was public, so people have started to send stuff into the wallet, and then
Nice.
some of those have taken off. Yeah. So
Damn.
it's crazy. Crazy
Damn.
indeed. And if you scroll up, you will see just at the bottom of the article, it says, in the beginning, it says that he sold a lot of Ethereum. He liquidated over 1,000 Ethereum for 2.4 million, and he still holds about 800 Ethereum, which is now worth 3.1 million. So if he would have kept the Ethereum, it would be much, much more valuable, right? That's why you don't
There it
want to
is, right
sell.
here.
Exactly. Look, he
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
sold 1,000 Ethereum for 2.4 million, but the remaining 800 Ethereum is now worth 3.1 million. So, Donald, you should have hodled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because,
Damn.
yeah,
Well, that's
imagine how much it
Ty.
would be worth now.
Yeah, it's just maybe double that, just under double actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
nice.
see, that's
Okay,
interesting.
Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy settles 40 million tax fraud case without admission of guilt. Okay, so here's the situation here. He's not no tax evader, right? just understand, people. I want you to understand one thing. The government is what we call a mafia group, right? Like the mafioso in Italy, right?
Yeah.
Don't you have a saying for that? You have to pay them, right, and stuff like that, right?
Oh, yeah, big time, yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't pay
So
them, they'll burn down the business or whatever. Yeah.
exactly, the government's the same, right?
Hmm.
And so every once in a while, they come and shake you down. This is a shakedown. How do you know this is a shakedown, right? Well, let's read about this, right? And you'll see, right? Tax fraud. The settlement rises from allegations that Saylor evaded over $25 million in income taxes while living in Washington, D.C. Attorney General accuses Saylor of collaborating with MicroStrategy to submit fraudulent tax documents between 2005 and 2021, where he falsely reported that he was residing in Virginia or Florida. Okay, which one was it? Okay, right? States with lower income tax rates. However, so I don't know what this name is, but claimed that some sailors resided in a 7,000 square foot Georgetown penthouse docked with multiple yachts at Washington Harbor, and further asserts sailors illegally pretended to live in a lower tax jurisdiction to avoid paying taxes on hundreds of millions of dollars of income, all while living in a 7,000. Okay. So this is a shakedown, right? And the reason why you don't bother when you have millions of dollars, you don't bother, like, you just go, okay, yeah, whatever, right? It's because obviously somebody who's doing his taxes, right? Because do you think this motherfucker's doing his damn taxes?
Of course not. Do you know what I see, Da Vinci? I don't know if you agree with me. I see a room full of old people, and they all say to each other, hey, what's the name of the guy with the Bitcoin who has a lot of Bitcoin? What was the name again? Michael something? Okay, let's do something. Let's throw in the tax or something, fraud or
Exactly.
whatever. It's embarrassing. And like you said, sailors
Exactly.
were going, okay, whatever, here's the money, leave me
And
alone.
exactly. And
Yeah.
now legally he could have fought this, right? Because maybe you make a mistake on your tax form. You should this kind of fee is egregious, and legally it's not constitutional, right? But why bother,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
It's a
It's
speeding ticket.
yeah, for Sailor, it's probably okay, whatever. Let's just give those people whatever they want so they can leave me alone.
Right? But yeah, this is why taxation is fraud and theft, and you should not be supporting it. And if you do, unsubscribe, please. I don't want you here, right? Because no one has a right to someone else's wealth, right? Through the point of a gun, right? We live in a civilized society where we make agreements between each other, and we follow those agreements, right? That's how we work. We don't go, you know what? This is I'm going to make agreement for everybody. That means everybody's going to do this, what I tell you to do. Well, you just live here, and so you have to do that because that's what you do. You're living here. You follow my rules. Well, I'm sorry. No, it doesn't work that way, right? I mean, you're not a child, right?
Yeah, I mean,
And so,
yeah.
what do you say?
Sorry, I was
Go on.
about to say, isn't that crazy when you think about FTX, for example? Okay, there was a massive scandal on TV. Oh, FTX, they've done the funds of the people. What banks are doing? I'm sorry. What are the banks doing? Isn't that the same thing? Like any bank does not have the money of the people. They're doing something shady with it. So even though I'm not saying FTX was a good thing, I do not agree with that. But what I'm saying is those people, they put FTX in jail. Aren't they doing the same thing? Am I missing something? So
You're right on the button on that one, yeah.
It's crazy. Everyone pointing fingers. Oh, FTX, bad. Protect people. Guys, banks, hello. It's like everything is burning. It's like, how dare you tell him what he has done was wrong when you do the same thing? Like, it's just crazy. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, and the advantage is, right? Because I was talking to this kid who was selling ice cream, right, for his to his friends for $6, and he was buying it at $2, right? And he stopped doing it because he was afraid that one of them was going to snitch on him because he's not paying taxes, right? And so this is the advantage of crypto, right? You can like pay with crypto and say, yeah, I'm paying taxes, whatever. Nobody knows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And even when they do come to you, right, to charge you for tax fraud, right, you could either just pay them, whatever, like, like, yeah, I get it. You're the mafia. Here you go. There you go. Right?
Go and buy something pretty.
Exactly. Exactly. Right?
Oh,
or you can challenge it in court, and most likely you're going to win. Right? Because you have the funds to challenge it. Right? That's your choice. If you do with crypto, of course, if you do this with dollars in the bank, well, it's a different story. They can freeze your bank account. They can prevent you from actually defending yourself. Right? They can actually take the money they think you owe them, and then take all of it.
Isn't that crazy that they can freeze something that doesn't exist in the first place? It's like, it's not there, but I'm freezing it. Just, you know. Oh boy. It's just crazy.
World we live in. All right, let's go to Q&A.
Nice. Yeah, guys, remember to put your questions in the chat. So I have one from Greg. It says, on what price are you going to sell Bitcoin?
Well, I mean, why don't we switch to the big screen?
Yeah. Sorry, let me click on the button. There you go.
Well, I'm going to sell Bitcoin at no price. It's not going to be for sale ever. I'm not selling it for dollars. I'm not selling it for fiat currency. I'm going to buy stuff with it when everyone realizes that this is a better money. And that's going to happen. Just like, people realize that electricity was better than candle and oil. People realized, a car is better than a horse and carriage. And you could say, well, that's obvious. No, it's not for most people yet. It's not yet, right? It's not obvious for most people yet. And it wasn't obvious when the car was invented that it was better than a horse. It was not obvious that electricity was better than candles, right? That's just the way it is. But use it for yourself, Bitcoin. And if you haven't used it for yourself, you'll see, and transfer it, especially if you run a business and you need to transfer wealth to someone around the world, and you realize that you could do this instantly, pay them instantly. You're like, And you try to do that to somebody in another country, like in European Union. If you're in the United States, you'll see how hard that is, how much work that is, and sometimes it doesn't even work. Right? And you compare that to Bitcoin, and you go, "Oh, okay, 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 right?"
Yeah, it's that trap, right? So I think, I mean, this is, again, no financial advice. This is what I'm doing. I think if you are measuring Bitcoin with dollars, you're probably missing the point of Bitcoin in the first place. Like, okay, of course, at some point when your investment has gave you something you wanted, you can decide to take some of it and just bring back into something else. But remember, assets go up in value. Fiat demolish itself. So rich men have assets, poor people have fiat. You need to choose which box you want to put yourself into, right? So at the end of the day, the answer is for me as well. Bitcoin is the exit strategy. It's not something you want to sell, something you want to buy.
Exactly. It's like pretend you wanted to save your money and you didn't want to you wanted to save it for the future, far off future. Did you want to save that fiat money? Or do you want to save it in an asset that's going to be used as money in the future, that's going to have an ever increasing value? It's obvious. You're going to save it in an asset that has ever increasing value. I mean, unless you're retarded or something.
Last week, if you remember, last week we talked about it. My grandparents in Italy, back in the days, we had the Italian lira. There was no euros. The euros came after, right? So my grandpa and my grandma, they went on a honeymoon to celebrate their wedding and their marriage. And they traveled across, I think it was 4 countries. They've done France, Germany, Spain, from Italy. And the amount of money they've used to go on honeymoon, this was like, I don't know, a while back. Let's call it 100 years to round it up. Now, today, in 2024, it will buy you maybe 1 pizza and 1 coffee and 1 tiramisu or something, like maybe a meal for one. Crazy when you think about this, right? So imagine you saving fiat all your life, one day to save it, to give it to your children. And by the time they are big enough and old enough, it's worth a dinner, right? So how do you protect yourself? Well, Bitcoin fixes this, right?
I know. It's like your mindset is just so warped. You don't understand. I mean, hopefully the question and the answer, you realize, oh shit, this nigga's right. Yeah, I told you so, right? Because it's obvious, right? Bitcoin is a mathematical algorithm that they can't shoot. There's no one to kill.
Yeah. And it's not even 21 million because a portion is lost forever. So it's even less than what we think it is because there's a percentage is lost forever. It's gone forever. So it's not even 21 million. Some have not been minted, and a bit have been lost. So it's less than we think it is. So, I mean, I would say, think about your strategy. I mean, maybe you have a little bit of a small bag you can play the market with. You can DCA in, DCA out, but the stack's supposed to be there for something you pass on to your kids, right? Or that's how I like to see it. But
exactly.
Yeah, and thank you very much for all the questions. Yeah.
Yeah, you have that power. So right now they want to, if you pass something on to your relatives, right? Like if you want to pass on your wealth to your relatives, there's a death tax now. If you want to avoid that, this is the perfect way to do so.
Do you know how much is in the UK? 40%. 40%. Complete bananas. So I work all my life. You take half of my salary, actually in London, I mean, depending on your salary, but I was taxed 50%. So half of my salary goes into the queen, into the king pockets. Then I buy a house. I give it to my son or my daughter, and he or she has to pay 40%. They already take half of my salary for 60 years. It's crazy. But we have a bunch of super chats. So Volume says, thanks for showing us Da Vinci. And XT Show says, do you think it's a nice 10x, the Da Vinci token? What do you think?
Walk in the park. Yeah, walk in the park. Yeah. Now that's an easy thing, right? Of course, it's going to take some time, but it's a walk in the park for them to get a 10x. And, well, it's a 5x right now from here. Will give them, my support, and then another 5x, another, double from that point, right? Will be easy, right? So that would be a 10x, right?
And thank you so much for the super chat. By the way, Petro Diaz says Waffle to 3 billion. What do you think?
3 billion? Yes. We're going to be going after hedge funds shortly. We're going to be having a meeting about what we're going to be doing when we get to $50 million market cap, what our projects are going to be, and also the $100 million market cap. We're going to start planning the $1 billion market cap plans because we're going to obviously we need to find new people interested in buying this, right? People with large sums of money, so they can be your exit liquidity.
Exactly.
Right? It's just the way it is, right? And so, that's the plan, right? And we need to get the millionaires on board, just like this is how beer, right? If you guys checked out beer token, this meme coin, they have millionaires involved in this, right? And it's only involved in Germany, right? Its focus is German only. So what's it called? The reason why I got into Brett is because millionaires were buying it when it was around $300 million market cap, right?
Yeah, follow
So
the
it
money.
was an
Right?
obvious, it was an obvious play, right? At that point. So this is how it's done, right? So
Yeah, exactly. But by the way, speaking about Germany, I love this comment from Jan, and he says, "My grandma built a house in Germany in 1960s for 20K when there was the German currency, and now it's worth almost $500,000." But that's it. That's what we are saying. Assets, right? Real estate is an asset, right? So imagine if your grandma would have kept the 20K in the German currency now, it would be worth
nothing.
€4, if any. So that's a good comment.
Man.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, indeed. Okay, this one is interesting from ZEOED. Any thoughts on the petrodollar contract expiration? Take this off.
Well, I mean, it's over for the U.S. government as it is, right? When it comes to holding the dollar standard. So, I mean, it's only a matter of time before this all comes unravels, and you guys say, "Oh, they'll never let it happen. They'll never let it happen. Never, never." All right, you hold on to your dollars then, right? You bet on dollars. I'll bet on Bitcoin. See who wins.
Man, that's too easy. That's too easy, man.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good luck with the dollar.
Oh boy.
Good luck with the dollar, indeed. Let's see. Oh, this one I like from Amiki. Please keep promoting getting a crypto wallet, self-custody. I love that. I completely agree. Not your keys, not your coins, right?
Definitely get yourself a Trezor wallet. It's worthwhile. And use it properly. Use it responsibly. I'll probably do some videos on how to use it properly because I noticed that Eunice is like, how do I use a hardware wallet? I'm like, what? Okay, girl, we're sitting down. We're getting that done.
Yeah. It's crazy. Sometimes most of the people that use cryptocurrencies on a daily basis, they are not preaching, I mean, they maybe preach, but they're not doing. There is even a saying, I don't remember now. They are not doing what they preach, basically. So it's quite interesting.
Yeah, I'm sitting her down and getting her onboarded with the hardware wallet because that's just not appropriate.
Yeah. To our friend XD Show, I would say Ledger is not good. No, I wouldn't have a Ledger. No, sir. No Ledger in my life.
No,
but maybe
sir,
if you buy an
no.
older version, maybe an older version could, maybe. But it's at your risk. Remember what they've done with the seed phrase, right? They sharded in 3 parts. And I actually watch all the content they produce. The CEO was on a podcast and someone said, well, now that you sharded the seed phrases, what happens if the government comes and said, hey, that guy, Andrew Tate? Yeah, we don't like him. Can you give me the shards? And he said, yeah, we have to because the government is asking. Okay, then I'm out. I mean, bye.
No.
Like, you might as well use Coinbase at that point, right? Like,
exactly, same thing.
Crazy, but right? hopefully.
Because effectively, it's not just the government you have to worry about; it's them as well. It's because what stops them from doing the same thing?
Yeah. I mean, plus, besides the fact that nobody ever should know your seed phrase, I don't care how many times you want to shard it into, nobody should know besides you. Otherwise, it defeats the purpose. Like, if my 18 seed phrases or passphrase or whatever, they got
24
divided
years,
into, I mean, if someone has access to that, well then, okay, then what am I, dressing up as a clown? Like putting the makeup, saying, oh, I have crypto, I have my keys, but they have the seed phrase.
Yeah.
Okay, well then they have the crypto.
You don't got no crypto. Yeah,
You've got
exactly.
nothing. So, yeah, I mean, yes, I say you should switch to Trezor. Trezor also is open source. Ledger is not open source, which is another worrisome. I mean, those people are sharding your stuff and it's not even open source. I mean, again, I don't have anything against Ledger per se. I just don't want to buy it. I don't think it's for me. So, yeah.
Pass.
Bye. Thanks. No thanks. Thanks. No thanks. But yeah. Okay. Ed says altcoin season has begun. What do you think, Da Vinci?
Let's take a look at the charts here and see what the, because I think it has. I think we've broken. Well, I mean, this chart says it's we've broken out of this next lower trend line here, and we're trying to recapture it. This means that if we're going up all season against Bitcoin is not really existing. So against dollars is different, but against Bitcoin, not really. Right? So if we break down, then it's going to be a major alt season. Meaning that you can get some way more Bitcoin with your alts, which is always what you want, right? You want more Bitcoin. You don't want more dollars. You want more Bitcoin. But if this goes up, that means your alts, although they're going to be performing probably well still, it means that if you just held Bitcoin and not gambled here and there and everywhere else, you get a better result. That's all.
Yeah, and I don't know if you agree with me, but I don't think we've seen the most explosive / interesting part of the altcoin season. I mean, when alts are going to rip, we're going to feel them. Like you will feel the power of, what the hell is happening. I think so far we've seen.
You'd be like, what the? I'm already going, what the? But I'm like, what the hell? Like, what the hell is going on with Shiba? Shiba should be like rocketing off here, man. What the hell? What the heck? Somebody sold Shiba. Well, maybe we still have a chance. We're bouncing off the bottom here, so Shiba, hold strong, man. You can do it. Hold strong.
Yeah, so I think, has it begun? Probably, but we're not even near the top. So we have to experience some incredible, like all the top 20, even further down, they're going to pump significantly, right? You will see all the layer ones. And I think we've seen so far, okay, meme coins have been going somewhere, but I don't think we've seen altcoin season yet. Solana summer, maybe.
Yeah, we said, damn, this Ethereum just got hit hard, man. Jesus. Oh well, it's bounced off the next support level. Well, I mean, it broke through the support level. Well, I'm gonna have to talk about that tomorrow. All right, so next question. Let's go switch. Go to
go back to the face screen, and let me go. We have quite a few. This one has been done. People are asking about Brett, but I think you kind of covered it already, no?
Yeah, I mean, Brett, we could talk about it a little bit, but Brett is, doing well, right? Brett, it has more to go, right? We're going to see it at 30 cents level, maybe even higher. And it could be, the next big coin like, what's it called? Shiba or Dogecoin. They have a lot of huge backing behind it. A lot of big names, a lot of big people pushing this thing.
Yeah. Plus,
so I'm surprised.
It's the OG, no? It's the OG on base, right? So.
Yeah. I think that's the main thing. It's an OG on base.
Fair enough. Ardaban is asking, Dogecoin, what's the pattern? Or what's going to happen with Dogecoin? is it fair to say we can see? I mean, I don't know, but it's probably we will see Dogecoin to $1 this cycle. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's an easy call to say that, but don't expect a whole lot more than that, because Dogecoin is the old guard, and the new guard is meme coins that just pump out of nowhere. It's a crazy thing. There's this top G coin. Is this real?
Let me go on your screen.
No, it just came out of nowhere. This is probably just a scam coin.
Yeah, there's probably
Yeah,
a bunch of
scam
different
coin.
things. Be careful what you find on online.
Yeah,
'cause-
yeah. This thing will be zero by the next hour.
Probably, yeah. Probably. Okay, let's see.
Well,
Super
it's been a
chats.
few days actually. It's been 2-3 days or so. That maybe well. All right, super chat.
Super chat. Thank you so much, guys. By the way, for all the super chats. Opinions on key ledger. I think we kind of covered. I don't think any ledger is good ledger in my books. Sorry, but I think here's my 2 satoshis. I don't know if you agree, Da Vinci. If they would have done a completely different device called Ledger Sharding Recovery, which is a completely different thing, and they would have said, we charge you $9.99, and you can, by doing so and so, sharding, da da da. Maybe it would have been as bad as what they've done, but they want to introduce, or they actually introduce all these services to all the devices, which means they have a backdoor, right? Otherwise, how can someone be happy on the idea that there is someone who can read your seed phrases? Like, nobody should ever be able to have access to it, period. I don't care who is. There is no good ending to the story where someone has access to your seed phrase, right? I mean, no.
There's no good. Yeah, there's no end result where, I mean,
It's
other
positive.
than the fact that it's positive for the government, because they can probably put together a inside job like 9/11 to come in and take all your seed phrases and see, crypto's a waste of time.
But we'll take it. We'll take it. We don't like it, but we wanna take it. Just
but they might have like some criminal, and then they go after that fake criminal, right? Somebody gets killed, like Osama bin Laden, right? And he probably never masterminded Jack, right? And so that's how they do, right?
Yeah.
And so this is what Ledger's setting up for, right?
I
really don't care if you think, oh, you're just conspiracy theorists. All right, that's fine, right? You do you, I'll do me, right? We know whatever happens, right? However it goes down, and whether it goes down exactly like I explained, or it goes down another way where the government takes it, it's all the same.
Exactly. And like I said, I don't have anything against Ledger. I mean, they've been around since they're OGs and everything. But what bugs me a lot is like these people should have been the number one to understand there is no way someone should have even remotely thinking of accessing your seed phrases. Like this is just like off limits. Because otherwise, like you said, Da Vinci, what if someone goes and says, "Hey, okay, you have access to those seed phrases from that particular individual. Give it." Well, and even the CEO on the podcast said, "Well, if they do so, then yeah, I have to say I'm forced to give your seed phrase away. So you might as well leave the coin on Coinbase or Binance."
I think the CEO knows this, and I'm willing to bet that he was on Epstein Island or something like that. And then they were like, "Yeah, so you're going to do it this way, right?" And you're
they make him an offer he can't refuse.
You're going to be happy about it.
Yeah.
Right? He did some sort of degenerate nonsense, because he does know. He does know.
I like to think that too. And like I said, there is a difference in between if someone has your device, they can hack it. Yeah, of course, there's a difference in between a physical hack, okay, whatever. That's why you need to have another password on top, like you teach all the time.
Yes, I do. I teach people on this. You can, with a lot of work, extreme amount of work, an extreme amount of equipment, you can hack this. but it's at an extreme level, right? It's not at the level of, oh, anybody could do that with by buying the right equipment. No, you would have to have a lot of knowledge on this thing. You'd have to have a massive amount of technical capabilities. Then on top of that, you need to have a massive amount of equipment just to do the going over and finding your PIN number, right? Equipment that you don't have. Hang on, I have to answer the door. I'll be right back. So
go for it.
Continue for a second.
Yeah, exactly. And like Da Vinci is saying, and also by the time you would have lost your ledger
2 minutes.
or your hardware wallet, you can then move the funds into another Trezor, right? So if I know that my Trezor has been missing, I can just move my funds into another one. So by the time the hacker is going to hack it, the money is gone, right? So
yeah, all right. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to have to end it here.
Okay.
Right? It's lots of fun. We enjoy this question and answer. We should definitely do another one, right? Maybe just an all Q&A session, right?
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
And let's put that together sometime, and let's advertise it actually, because this is lots of fun, and I think we give people a lot of value when they give us these questions, and let them know that, hey, this is what time it is, right? Don't be so trusting of your government, because they don't have any money. They have a printing press. They like to steal, right? The printing press steals your wealth, and so they're known for stealing. So just live with it, right? Don't complain about, say, oh my God, it's a horrible world. No. That's just the way it is. Right? Let it go, right? And do your best to protect yourself, right?
Exactly. Stay humble and stack stats. That's
exactly. Yeah, I hear you. All right. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you, Da Vinci. Bye.